Coach, what's it like fighting a guy like Jokic for 40 minutes a night?
Oh, it's definitely tough. You know, yeah, it's tough.
Because he does so many different things, like he was on a post tonight a lot more than he was tonight in Denver.
Yeah, he posted a lot more tonight. He's very versatile. You can play either or. He handles, he does everything. So you have to have your head on the swivel at all times and communicate and just be on your toes, be ready.
In terms of how much it takes out of you in the moment, is it more exhausting, taking that sort of beating sometimes in the post, or running around screens chasing somebody? What's more tiring?
Today was the post. He was posting up a lot. Yeah, he's strong.
Do you feel like you have an optimal position defensively? I mean, you've guarded a lot of different types of players recently.
I don't know.
Where do you feel more comfortable, or where do you feel more?
Probably everywhere, but probably perimeter. Yeah, the wing.
Do you go into a game like tonight with a number in mind, like what you want to try to hold a guy like Jokic to?
No, because I never have a goal in mind for a number of points to hold someone to. Usually it's as least as possible, but there's no specific number. Just try to make it difficult. Try to make them have an inefficient night. Mainly limit their attempts. So there's never any goal.
Like you hold him down for most of the first half, and then he gets going a little bit in the third quarter, and a little bit in the fourth. Does at that point, does the game plan change? When you
keep being aggressive. Keep trying to make it tough for him. He's a great player, though, so he'll adjust. He'll find other ways.
How has the presence of Jakob opened up the offensive end for you? You seem to be getting a lot more catch-and-shoot looks because you have a 7-footer in there. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, just when you roll into the rim, sometimes they have to pull in, or catch down the roll, he kicks out to the other side. Or I think it benefits everybody.
Is he a bit of a calming presence late in games, too? He made a few plays under pressure. What makes him like that, I guess?
He's a very smart player. He's a great passer. He has patience, and he can finish as well. So, you never know. The defense never knows what he's going to do. So.
Gee, how important was it to get a big win against the Nuggets, given how things ended in Denver about a week ago?
Oh, we definitely we wanted to win this game and then continue to carry it over for the rest of the season. Just give us some momentum going into the next couple games. We have a couple games at home, so it was definitely important for us to win this and just try to carry it over.
Nick was mentioning the injuries you've had to each hand. Are you feeling like you can catch it and release it better?
Yeah, every day it's getting better and better. So, yeah.
So you mentioned kind of looking at the attempts. Are you somebody that after the game you go look at a stat sheet to see what the numbers were at all?
Yeah, I guess now. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And he's had a great night still, and he's a great player. So and he was still 10 for 13. Yeah, he's a great player. So no matter what, it's tough guarding a guy like him.
What are the main numbers you look for from yourself when you look at the box score?
Mainly the defensive stuff, like blocks and steals, and then also always want to be efficient offensively. So.
That putback dunk was some of the highest I've seen you get. Looked like no smile. Did you want to smile? You almost smiled.
Did I want to smile? I don't know.
How did it feel? That was crazy. How did it feel, that dunk?
It was a nice dunk. Did I? I smiled, I think.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but I think I smiled.
Sounds good.
I hope I smiled.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Me too.
How's the baby?
Good. It's like a different person, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so it was good to get home, spend a couple days with the family, have a day off. It was good. Needed it.
What got into you guys in the first quarter there?
Made some shots. I thought our pace was good. I thought we got some stops. We played them pretty well there too. So we felt good about that. And, obviously the end of the game went away, on the road. But, yeah, got out to a good start. It definitely put us in, good position. And that's a hard team to put away. So we were fighting and they made runs. But, made enough plays to get out of there with a win.
How quickly do you know that you're feeling it?
I can't hear you, bro.
How quickly do you know you're feeling it on a night like tonight?
It was just a good day. you sometimes you just have a rhythm and a energy and a flow, and my body felt good and wasn't really touching the rim tonight. So you just try to find looks and try to keep getting open, and if, I had to look down, make sure my feet was set, and if I saw the rim, I was being aggressive, and when they were up, I made the right play, try to keep the ball moving, and we need these wins. So whatever that means for our team, some nights it'll be like this, and other nights, I'll take 9 shots, and hopefully we can, leave out with a win.
You talked earlier in the year about pacing yourself differently this year in the hopes of peaking later in the season. Has it felt like you are where you want to be these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, you want to be at your best, towards the end. And, obviously I would like us to be a little higher in the standings. But a lot of that had to do with, we got a lot of good players on this team, too. So instead of forcing it all the time, which I still do at times when we need it. But, there's opportunities for other guys to take bigger responsibility on offense as well. And it doesn't always, work out perfectly. But, again, I think just trying to be patient and play our best and be at my best individually, towards the end of the season.
Pascal's usage is down a little bit recently. He was telling us yesterday that he's trying to find his way in the offense. I mean, your role has fluctuated, changed a little bit this year. How difficult is it to make those adjustments in the middle of the season?
Yeah, it's tough. I think I went through it. Everybody goes through it. I think you can't get caught up in the individual game or what tonight he 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. That probably feels like a bad night for him. You know what I mean? Where he is and the caliber of player that he is, you want to have 30 and 20 and 15 every night. But it doesn't always work out like that. And the way that we play, it just kind of moves around, and you got to be okay with, just making the plays. And when you win, it's a little bit easier. And when you're winning consistently, it's easier. And when you're losing, it's tough. It kills your energy, and you get down on yourself. But P's been great for us, and he's carried a lot this year. So he certainly, has got to keep his spirits up, and I'll be there to try to keep him confident and keep him rolling because, we're definitely going to need him.
The version of OG we're seeing right now, both ends of the court, I mean, is that just health? Nick mentioned both hands have been an issue through the year, and he played through a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, he looks healthy. He looks healthy. He looks aggressive. We've been having conversations about trying to get more efficient offensively, and I think a lot of that has to do with just taking the shots that you got. I mean, he's such a good shooter. If he's got to look from 3, he's got to let it fly, and he's been locked in the last couple of games. So we're gonna need that from him going forward. Obviously, the defense he's so good on defense. We get bored with it, and you can forget how good he is. But if you're shooting the ball like this, we're gonna be hard to beat coming down the stretch.
Yeah, especially in the matchup with Jokic, where it's not like he's covering one-on-one, but he can kind of hold zone for long stretches. How much does it make it easier for everyone else around him if he can kind of look over there and he's holding up his head?
Yeah, it helps a lot. It helps tremendously. I think, again, having a guy who can guard these type of guys, and, you can build a game plan around that, knowing that he's going to make life tough. And, I mean, whatever. I hate looking at the box score on Jokic because you feel like he did a good job, and he's 10 for 13, and he's got a triple-double, it seems. But I thought OG did a great job on him. You know what I mean? That's how good he is. But that helps build out your game plan from there, and having Jakob being able to roam around and then being able to sub, it changes the dynamic. So it's a great luxury to have.
You knew Yak was going to be impactful when he arrived. Did you think he was going to be this impactful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got better. He's got better. So this version of him is, 3 or 4 years of a better player, more mature, man, stronger, bigger, faster. He's gotten a lot better than what we had him, and give him credit for his development in San Antonio. For he's learned a lot. But yeah, I was very happy to have him.
What did you make of the matchup with Jamal Murray on the other side?
Say it again.
What did you make of the matchup of just going up against Jamal Murray? What did you like about his game?
I love Jamal. He's one of the, he's probably one of the better players in the league without the accolades at this point. I don't know if he's made an All-NBA or an All-Star so far in his career. I know he's got a nice contract, but he's a tough tough matchup every night, and he plays the right way. And just a competitor. He's feisty, and I love playing against him. He's a really tough matchup, and one of the better guards in the league for sure.
Coach Nurse spoke about your leadership. What type of mentality do you try to maintain during the ebbs and flows of the game, especially after having such a big lead, seeing it sort of dwindle away?
Yeah, it's a long game. I know it's this year in particular, we've seen a lot of leads come and go. So just keeping forward. I think this time of the year where we are as a team, as a group, I think we just need to keep being positive no matter what. And a couple tough losses definitely, is a shot in the gut, to your morale and your energy. But, I think from practice to shoot-arounds to locker room, plane rides, whatever, we just got to stay positive and keep pushing forward, and I think that's going to help us put ourselves in the best position.
What do you feel like the Nuggets were able to do effectively in that third quarter run?
They got a little more active, a little more pressure defensively. We were a little sloppy with some turnovers, and we just missed some shots. But I thought we weathered the storm and came back with a great fourth quarter and enough to, come out of there with a win.
Gary, how good did this win feel, especially given the fact you guys played them last week?
It was good, a much-needed win. It's coming down to the wire. We got to lock in each detail, each game, win a game.
What was working out there in terms of just defensive effort on both sides? I mean, first of all, obviously on defense, but on offense, everything just seemed to be clicking. And is that something that can continue on this month or in the home stretch?
We just stay together. Hopefully it can. Obviously we got to keep bringing the defensive energy, keep playing hard, keep staying together, rack up the wins, and then I feel like once we're doing that and we get to rolling and we're knocking down shots and we're playing good defense, we can play with anybody.
I know coaches mentioned it a couple of times, even just yesterday at practice, and just talking about the effort level from the starting lineup to the bench and just coming off and making that spark. Do you feel like the bench has really, had a strong showing of that today and that can be sustained?
Our goal is go out there and play hard every game. Obviously try to win each possession, win each quarter, win each minute. And, obviously it changes very game by game, but our main goal is to go out there and take care of business. So, we continue to try to do that.
Scottie, also, just given what happened last week and in Denver, how good did this win feel?
Felt good as any other win. We needed to win a game, and we went out there, played hard, and got a win.
Would it say that you're able to defeat one of the best teams in the league right now?
Just says we just stay who we are. We just stay together. Went out there, played a great game, got off to a really good start. They fought their way back, but we just kept trying to do what we do, and it paid off. So then we came out here with a win.
A very even scoring night, aside from Fred really leading the charge. You were able to find your shots, though. How were you able to do that? 8 of 16.
Just trying to find different ways to be aggressive throughout the game, no matter if it's posting up, being able to play off the short actions and being able to just try to find an open space where I'm able to get open and be able to score easy baskets when my teammates are driving. So just trying to pick and choose and find the right ways to be able to be aggressive and find those open spots where nobody's guarding me and find them ways to get easy baskets.
Obviously the fast start was huge, but the late game composure seemed to be a pretty good sign by your guys.
Yeah, I mean, it did a lot of really good things. I think that certainly a focused start. I thought we were very disruptive most of the game, right? I think, when you're disruptive, you're going to have a few mistakes here and there, but I thought we bothered them enough where they didn't, play great rhythm on offense. I thought we did as well, and I think the stretch where where they closed it back down was literally, I still thought we were running really good stuff, and we just went a little chilly on the offensive end there for about a 5-6 minute stretch. But as you mentioned, made some really good decisions at the end and some good timely baskets, back cut baskets, a couple finishes at the rim. Obviously made a couple threes as well. So good game.
Fred had two big plays. He had a steal and a feed to Scottie for an and one.
That's a huge one.
And then a bucket when he first came back in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
That's the kind of plays you need from him.
The big one was, I mean, they were both big, but the steal was huge because that was kind of like, you know, where we hadn't made a basket for maybe 4 or 5 trips and you know, got ourselves a kind of a run out there. And I thought Gary made a big play on his run out as well. That was good. Freddie called an incredible game tonight too. I mean, I know his numbers are awesome and he really was assertive and stuff, but he really had us incredibly organized and found a bunch of little wrinkles. We'd run one set and he'd run it maybe 3 times in a row and he'd find something different all 3 times when he saw the first one, how they were covering it. And he had a great floor game from a leadership standpoint tonight.
Yak made a few plays under pressure in that fourth quarter. How much of, I guess, what makes him a steadying presence in those moments?
Well, it's his size, really, and his ability to finish. And it was one of the things I said to the coaching staff after the game, like, he's got to understand, because Jokic was kind of sniffing a bunch of stuff out and switching off him. Like, he's got to understand in those moments, man, he's got to go get down there and seal and get big, and we got to find him more often, right? Certainly one of the things I'm going to look at on the tape and look for those opportunities, because he is a pretty safe pair of hands when you throw it in there. And you know, I kind of just told him at the end, like, I think he had a really nice move and got one blocked about 6 minutes to go, and we just said no more, you know, like, get to 2 feet, take it right through him or dunk it, you know, no more little, you know, quick flippers. And that's what he can do because of his size, his hands, and his strength.
Speaking of Yak, since the trade, you guys maybe haven't had the best record, but this new starting lineup with Yak in it, can you just share your kind of thoughts on that, because the numbers are obviously positive?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think first of all, defensively, I think the defensive rating is super high with Yak on the floor. We just got to figure out a way to maintain that a little bit, because it goes super the other direction when he's not on the floor, right? So we got to play around with that a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, they've played some really good basketball, that group, right?
You've had a good number of games this year where one of VanVleet or Siakam is really just dominant, unstoppable. But when one of them is, the other has been fairly inefficient, not, you know, sort of less important to the offense. Why is it that they can't both get it rolling at the same time?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, I don't have to probably go back and look at them a little bit, but I think there's certainly been a lot of circumstances where they are. I think, you know, I just think that's how the game flows, or the coverages, or the schemes, or something. Maybe makes that a big part of it, I would say.
So specific to each game?
Probably, yeah.
Pascal's free throw attempts are down recently. Didn't attempt any in LA the other night, just one tonight.
Yep.
Is there something you're seeing in terms of, like, his assertiveness or anything you should?
No, I just think that there was a stretch when they were way up, right? And I just feel like there was a segment of the season where free throw attempts in general were way up, and that's not been the case all across the league lately. So I think a lot of those driving little bumps that he was getting there in that stretch, they're just not calling them anymore, which is fine. I mean, we've talked about it. We just got to adjust to it.
I think with OG, we've talked about the defense and the matchups he's had of late, but to also supply the offense, and, you know, you talked about the importance of him getting threes up with this new starting five, consistently getting them up. How big has that been?
Oh, it's been good. Again, like, I know it's difficult because you got to kind of cover what's out there in front of you, but, you know, we know OG's a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. I think Yak's rolling ability has given him some more looks because we've been able to get some of that, but he also feels a lot better. I mean, he's had 2 injuries this year, 1 to each hand, and I know it hasn't been easy for him, and he's played through a lot of it, and I think he's back to just feeling like he can catch it better, he can feel it better, he can release it better, and all that stuff. So I know that's kind of a funky thing to think about, but it's probably the truth.
Spoke pre-game about OG guarding Jokic. What did you like what you saw tonight on his effort containing big men?
Yeah, well, we'll go back to what were they going to do to counteract what we did last time, and they obviously knew we were trying to limit catches and deny him up the floor. I thought they tried to back cut Jokic a lot more. They got 2 or 3 of them. I thought he was most effective in the post. You know, it's a big body to try to keep when he's just backing his way in and doing all the things he can do to move people. So that was kind of their 2 adjustments, but I still thought he did a really good job on him. You know, I thought he did a really good job on him.